guys, welcome to Living with Ulcerative Colitis. I'm Maya, and today's video is about the third part of the 3-part J-pouch surgery. And that's kind of a mouthful, so I'm going to give a quick review on what the 3-part surgery does. So the goal is to create a pouch out of the end of the small bowel, and that is called the ileum, which is why it is called an ileostomy. And then they attach that to the anal sphincter muscle. Now, for our first and second video of the 3-part surgery, it might have been a long time ago since you've watched it, so I'm going to give a little review on what happens during it. In the first part of the surgery, the colon is removed, and then they create an ileostomy with the end of the small intestine. And then in the second surgery, the rectum is removed, and then the ileum is formed into a pouch and is connected to the anus, which the anal sphincter muscles are preserved, but the rectum is taken out. And so we are going to go into what happens in the third part surgery, the final part where everything just goes back to connected. Okay. This operation involves closing the temporary ileostomy, which is the stoma, and again connecting it. This is called the ileostomy takedown. If you only have the 2 procedure, this happens in the second stage, and if you have the 3, it happens in the third. Before this operation, you will need to have an x-ray done. Well, they will insert dye so that they can see everything and see if there has been, if you are healed enough to go do the 3rd part surgery. This surgery is 8 to 12 weeks after your second surgery. For me, mine was longer because I had my second surgery in the middle of the summer, and then I had school, so I knocked it all the way to December. But it has to be 8 to 12 weeks before you can have the next surgery. And this is to give your body time to heal and get better. But before they will do the 3rd procedure, you have to go in to have the dye done. And so after they are able to map and kind of see what's happening, the dye and stuff leaks out into your ostomy bag, and you empty it, and then that's the end of the procedure. It's a really short procedure that you don't have to stay in the hospital for. I think we just popped into endoscopy center, and we got mine done.
Yeah, I was about to say ours.
We did mine, and then I went home. So there was nothing. I think you might have to be NPO before it just so they can see, but there was nothing strenuous about it. It didn't really take a lot of time. It was just a quick in and out because I was healthy. But if you're do the takedown and your doctor says you have to wait, then you have to wait longer for you to heal. So it's like a benchmark to have the final procedure. You also will have to get blood tests done. I don't really know all the particulars of what they're checking for, but you have to get a blood panel done. And again, that was on a separate day, or we did it on the same day we did it on a separate day, and it was you went in and you left. You were not there overnight, you didn't stay there the night before, you was just in and out. After that, you will be admitted into the hospital for you to have your final surgery. This surgery is actually one of the shortest ones because it is the takedown. They are taking the stoma and they're reconnecting it to the rest of the chain and the newly constructed rectum and the anal sphincter muscles that were preserved from the very beginning. And so everything's just connecting as one. So it is a 1 to 3 hour procedure, but you have to come in, you have 1 hour or 1 hour and a half of prep time before that, where you talk to your doctors, and the anesthesiologist and your nurses, and that's also when they medicate you for the surgery before you go to surgery. And you can ask all the questions you want to ask them before the surgery happens, and basically they're prepping you for surgery in this case.
You can even do like Maya and ask questions all the way up until the anesthesia kicks in.
Yes. So funny story. Our family is notoriously, we don't medicate well, and so I was given the medicine for surgery, and I just kept talking. I couldn't stop talking. I wanted to know everything, but I didn't even know what I was learning or taking in information. And I kept talking until the anesthesiologist said that they were going to put the mask on and I was going to go to sleep. And they put the mask on and I was still awake, so I was like, when is this supposed to happen? And that's all I remember, and then just nothing until post-op. So I just came out and I was like, man, I didn't get to answer my question. And post-op, you're in there for 1 to 3 hours. It depends on, again, how you take medicine and how often, like if you have a history with your taking medicine and waking up longer, waking up immediately. Again, I wake up pretty fast, so I might have been in there like 2 hours or so. In post-op, your family can come and meet you there, and they can be there when you wake up. And when you wake up, your doctor will give you the particulars of what happened in your particular case, not a general aspect. It's now about you. You will also be admitted to the hospital for a certain length of time. It might be 4 days, it might be a week. And this is so that they know that if everything was a success, if you have any complications. I had a couple, but that'll be a different video. You learn how your J pouch is going to function because you no longer have an ostomy. They need to know that you are able to have a successful bowel movement. That is one of the most major points. Despite having surgery, you do have to have a successful one multiple times there, and they have to be able to say, yeah, this is an actual bowel movement. You also have to be able to eat. That is a big thing in the hospital. If you are not able to eat food, they will not let you leave. Like if you don't have an appetite, you just have TPN until you eat food. So that's one thing that can get you stuck a little while, but it's a pretty in and out procedure. If you don't have any complications, then you would have your procedure, and 4 days later, you're gone. Now, surgery is a really complicated kind of procedure, but it usually is the last physical option of having ulcerative colitis. But there are some benefits in getting the surgery done. One of which is because the bowel is gone, the UC symptoms are no longer as prominent, and they call this cured. You're cured? Cured. Yeah. The disease symptoms like urgency and diarrhea are lessened or eliminated because, again, the bowel is no longer there. No medications for the disease are needed. This means you don't have to take any steroids or anti-inflammatory meds because you no longer have the bowel. So I hope this video was helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, and press the bell for notifications. Bye, guys!